In this video, we're going to talk about my Leader Zoro deck build, where I went 4-0 at a local game store tournament in West London, and the event was held in Darksphere. Let's get into it. We're just going to start off the video on a quick summary on the games that I played. So first game I played against Bill. He played a Blurple Kaido. It was my first time coming against that deck. I don't really remember too much about it, but what I do remember is that I just kept attacking his board, whether that was with Jet Pistol, Robin. Yeah, I just didn't really allow him to set himself up. And on top of that, when you have rush cards like Sanji, even the 2 counter Brook, when you have that on the field with Leader Zoro's effect, can be quite damaging and just chip away at the opponent's life. So I managed to win that one, and to be honest, I felt at ease playing against that deck. I don't feel at any point during that match did I feel like I was going to lose. Second match I played was against Reese. He was playing a Purple Kaido. That one was a lot closer. So early game, I felt like I started to run away with it, but then he started to crawl back like the Kaido deck does. It's like mid to late game. So he took me down to, I think at one point we were both at 1 life. It was definitely fine margins in this game. He didn't draw into Oni, which was a bit of a shame because, yeah, had he done so, it could have definitely went his way. There was a point where I felt like it was going to be really bad for me when I had 2 choppers on the board, and he brought out the set 1 king to pop both of my choppers, and I felt like they were needed just to save myself a little bit. But at that point, it was just a matter of, okay, who are we swinging over? And also Luffy helped me out in terms of swinging past blockers. On to game number 3, I played against a player named Robert. He played with the red-green law deck. I played him last week, and he was running the Leader Luffy deck. I ran a mid-range Zoro. I very much changed the deck from when I played last week into this week, hence why I want to do a bit of a deck profile on it, because this is actually my 3rd time testing out a different type of Zoro deck. This was a lot more closer. I remember this game quite vividly, to be honest. I drew into 2 Jet Pistols. He had 1 Robin, popped that with, I had 4, so I went second. So on my second turn, I popped it with Jet Pistol, and then he brought another Robin, popped that one. I'm really not looking to have Robin on the field. She is such a dangerous card, hence why I run 4, which you'll see in a bit. But against a law deck at that, yeah, very, very powerful to get rid of all of those low power cards. That could have potentially gone to bite me in the butt, because having to use those Jet Pistols, I could have potentially saved it for other cards later down the line. But to be honest, she is such a nuisance that I'm not even trying to have her on the board early in the game. I was surprised that he took the attacks that he did. I mean, you want to try and get the 5 cards on the board. He had 2 blockers on, didn't use any of them to block the attacks, instead either taking the hits or trying to counter, but I'm pretty sure most of the time he did end up taking the hits. And that's the thing with the red-green law, is that you have 4 lives, and you need to make sure that you use those lives very sparingly. I spoke to another strong player last week. He went 4-1 and managed to get a winner pack. He ran the red-green law and stated that with all other decks, apart from Zoro, he is willing to go down to 2 lives. However, with the Leader Zoro deck, he is not looking to trail more than 1 life because just of the firepower that Zoro has. I felt more comfortable because when he did start taking the hits, I had at least about 2 lives in front of him, so I felt in pretty good shape. Towards the mid game, he managed to use Law's effect, the Leader Law, and on top of that, the Character Law to bounce another card back, etc. And he brought on Yamato. At that point, when he had 5 cards on the board and he brought on Yamato, I had 3 lives left and he had 1. So he attached the remaining 4 done onto Yamato, swung into my life with 9k. I literally had 4k worth of counter, so that would have done nothing. So I literally took those 2 cards, trashed them immediately, and at that point we're both at 1-1 in terms of life. This is where it really started to get scary. I honestly thought, okay, this is gonna go either way now. Towards the end, I mainly remember the turn that I finished him on. I was just applying a lot of pressure with 2-cost Brook and then rush Sanji. So play Sanji, play 2-cost Brook, and then apply the 2 Don into Sanji to make him rush. And on top of that, having rush Zoro. So what ended up happening is that he had 1 life left, 3 cards in hand. I had rush Zoro on the field, and I had 2 remaining active Don. I still had 2 attackers left, which was my rush Zoro and my leader Zoro. Leader already had a 1 Don attached to him, so he was at 6k power, and then rush Zoro at 6k power due to leader Zoro's effect. 2 active Don remaining. So what I was thinking of doing was either attacking 6 with leader Zoro and then applying 2k onto the 2 Don onto Zoro, hoping that he didn't have a 2k counter. So what I ended up doing is giving 1 Don to leader Zoro. I swung for 7k, he took the hit. The life that I swung into was a Jet pistol, which he used to trigger to get rid of one of my character cards. And at that point, remember, he still had 3 cards in his hand. Possibly one of them could have been a 2k counter and a 1k counter. For all I knew, this 7k wouldn't have been enough. So I attached my remaining Don onto leader Zoro, swung for another 7k, only for him to reveal that he had 2 1k counters in his hand. Wow, yeah, that was a crazy match, down to the wire. 4th and final match, I played against a Kaido. He was also 3-0. I had found out after the match that he basically had the same deck build as Reese. He just copied it from him. And with this one, I felt pretty comfortable with it as well. I'm not gonna lie. Just having the cards to continuously chip away, the 1-cost Nami from the starter deck, that helped me out a little bit. I reckon the main MVP of that battle was Luffy, and just swinging past his blockers, forcing him to use his resources from being annoying and attacking 5k with Brook, 5k with Search and Nami, another 6k with Zoro. And by the end of that match, I believe I won with about 2 life left. So I would say I won that pretty comfortably. I don't think at any point in that match did I feel like I was going to lose. He did draw into Oni stage card, but in terms of character cards, yeah, he was breaking hard apparently. He wasn't drawing like the Romance Dawn, King, even board wipe Kaido. He eventually drew into starter deck Kaido, the rush one. But by that time, I think it was already too little too late, taking his life early. So that was me going 4-0. You're probably thinking, okay, shut the F up now, let's just see your deck build. Don't worry, we'll get into it. First and foremost, we're gonna get into what I won. So you would expect I'd get the participation pack and winner pack. Unfortunately, I got neither. Big shame, I know, because this is my second tournament that I've won. But yeah, what I did end up getting was, so for just participating, you got a booster pack, and because I won, I ended up getting another booster pack and the I'm gonna be the King of Pirates card, event card that is. The effect is your leader gains 1000 power for each of your characters during this turn, and the trigger effect is up to one of your leader or character cards gains 1000 power during this turn. Very nice card. I already opened up my participation booster pack, so I haven't opened this one yet, so let's go ahead and crack it open. Okay, let's see what I get from my participation pack. So the first participation pack that I got, so this is my second one from the event. I didn't get anything. I probably got like an Akiku and a Beppo, I believe. Something like that, nothing great. One next to me got Shanks though, pretty cool. So, I think I just saw an event card back there, probably Overheat, or Gum Gum Redhawk, Thunder Bagua, Roundtable, Kurozumi, Scratchman Apu, Kawamatsu, Inuarashi. In 2 years? Nice. I'll take that. Got a Queen. Oh my days, are you kidding me right now? Let's go. And a Yamato Secret Rare. Yo, this is what I'm talking about. Thank you. Do you know what? This literally made up for me not getting, I guess, the winner and participation back. Definitely not worth as much, but I would take that 100%. Insane. Let's go. 2 best cards from the event. Shame I didn't get participation, but what are you going to do? I've already been to enough events to get shagged. It is what it is. Onto the deck build. Got this at the event. I traded it with Reese for the alternate art character Mihawk and some cash. These are very vital, running 4 1-cost Namis. Very, very important. If I don't draw into her, I'm most likely going to mulligan, to be honest, because she is a very important card to have in the first hand. Obviously, you gotta have the 4 rush Zoros. Very, very important to the deck. Self-explanatory. Free cost, can attack immediately with leader Zoro, swinging 6k minimum. Yeah. Running 4 choppers. I could potentially look into removing 1 chopper, but for now I'm enjoying. I'm running 4 Sai. I wasn't running any before, but with leader Zoro's effect, 2 cost, swing for 5k. 2 cost, what is that really? To just swing into leader. 4 Robins. I may not be able to bring her out all the time, but if I manage to bring her out early, yo, it is a problem for the opponent, just because they have to be putting low cost cards on their end as well. And we're going to start getting into the cards that I feel go well with Robin. I am running 2 Laws and 2 4-cost Brook. I could be looking to move this Brook down to 1 potentially. It is a bit of a slow card, and we'll get into the effect in a bit. But with this 4-drop Law, it is a really good card. On play, give up to one of your opponent's characters minus 2000 power during this turn. So the reason why I've kept these 2 Brooks is because of the effect, if you don't know about it already. And it is also a counter. Attach 1 Don when attacking, give 2 of your opponent's characters minus 2000 power during this turn. I feel like this is a vital card, especially when you're coming up across blockers. With these 2 cards in general as well, I mean, what you could potentially end up doing, so if you were to attack with Brook and then, or even just play Law, what you could do, I'm running 4 of these, Jet Pistol, and yeah, just remove the card, 4 cost, self-explanatory. I think I used this combo quite a lot, especially against green. So played either Otama, Trafalgar Law, or attacked with Brook, and then played this to pop the 8k kid. Yeah, that kid is very annoying, to be honest, and I feel like this is a good combo in order to get rid of him. But then again, very, very situational. You may not always draw into these cards. Speaking of Otama, here she is. I mean, this is self-explanatory. Do you really need to go into too much? 2k counter, on play, minus 2000 power to one of your opponent's characters. Busted card. Love, love, love this card. I find I use her more for counters in the right situation. Yeah, with Jet Pistol. I am running 2 Namis. You could potentially use her for counters as well. Also another good thing about this card. However, I wouldn't recommend running more than 2. In the 4 games that I had, I was drawing into her, to be honest. And maybe there was 1 game where I didn't see her, but other than that, I felt like I saw her enough. Speaking of rested Don, we are running 2 counter Brook. On play, give up to 2 rested Don to your leader or one of your characters, and you're gonna see the two characters that I mainly used Brook's effect with, and on top of that 2k counter. How can you go wrong? Another thing that I felt went really well with this Brook is that because it is 3000 power, all you have to do is just attach one Don and already you're swinging into leader, because with leader Zoro's effect, it boosts it up to 5k. Yes, definitely this is a mixture between playing it and using Brook as a counter. Speaking about Brook's effect, so I'm sometimes, not all the time, I would use his effect along with Luffy or Sanji to give him rush. So if you're looking at it like this, I'm only running 2 Sanji. I've already got enough cards in this deck that don't have counters. I'm really trying to minimize that. Felt like I found him quite a lot, especially with Searchinami and Sabodi. 4 active Don, play Sanji, play Brook, attach the 2 rested Don onto Sanji, have Brook ready to attack on the next turn, potentially. Give him rush. If you have a Don attached to Lido, he's attacking for 7k. Very, very powerful on a 1 turn. And on top of that, if the opponent doesn't get rid of him on the next turn, you don't even need to attach a Don. He can just swing again 5k with just Leader Zoro's effect. We have the 5-drop Monkey D. Luffy from the starter deck. This card, I love it. I mean, just from being summoned, automatically gains rush. The effect is when you attach 2 Don when attacking, your opponent cannot activate blockers during this battle. Beautiful card. I was running 3 before, but you know what? I'm just running 4 now. He's just such a good card to have in the deck, and for him to swing past blockers as well, for me, that is a necessity. I am running 2 Utas. When I first started, I was running 4. She served me well up until a point where I felt like I just kept bricking with her. When I was running 4, what really helped me out is that I kept bringing Rush Zoro back into my hand and swing. I could potentially bring back Chopper back to my hand, Robin if I wanted to set her up and potentially get rid of cards. This is a really good card. I don't think I would go more than 2 though. On to the other event cards. So, last 4 event cards, I am running 3 Diable Jambe. What saved me actually in that last match where I won the 4th match, one of my last lives I drew into Diable Jambe and I KO'd the Kurozumi, and that was the blocker that he had. So now that I'm remembering that game, I definitely didn't win that comfortably, because towards the end, yeah, it got a bit sticky. And one Sabodi, somebody said that what's the point of running 1, because you're just not really giving yourself a chance to draw into it. I somewhat agree. Having 1 Sabodi definitely does hurt in terms of what you want to find, but I feel like whatever I kind of draw into, I'm going to like anyway. I felt like I only drew into this card twice in my 4 games, but still though, the fact that I'm bumping into the Sabodi having only 1 card, I felt like it did me well. And that is the deck. I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know in the thoughts below on what you think of the deck, or if there's anything that you've noticed in my deck that you feel like you could improve on, or you feel like is some good advice. Please let me know. If you've enjoyed the video, Gomu Pistol, that like button, subscribe if you want to be Nakama, and hit that Shandorian bell to be notified on future videos. My name is Mello. Thanks for watching. Peace, love, and stay blessed.